All right. Hey, good morning, YouTube. It is Saturday morning, and what else would I be doing besides working on a vehicle? Today, it is rear brake day for the F30, and I'm going to be also taking a look at a rear brake light malfunction that I keep getting. It's intermittent, so I believe there's an electrical gremlin. I've already replaced the bulb, still came back. So I think there's a short or corrosion or something. I'm going to take it apart, take a look and see if I can figure it out. We'll see. Yeah, follow along. I'm gonna go ahead and start setting up the rear, putting it up on jack stands, taking apart the rear wheels. And then I'll catch back up with you guys here as I get into the rear brake assembly teardown. So yeah, follow along. All right, well, one side wheel's off. Holy cow, that was way over torqued. Took it to Les Schwab here recently. Got new tires put on. My old ones were 225, I don't remember, 45 18s. These are 255 40 18s. Went a little wider on the back. The rears were getting a little worn out, probably because my foot's a little heavy when it gets slippery out. Anyways, so I can get you guys to see that. There is some life left on those brakes, but I know they're getting worn out. And at the same time, these rotors have seen better days. They are worn down. You can feel where it kind of grooves in. It's time. I'll just go ahead and replace them, like I've done to a lot of other stuff on this car. You can see the HROE Sport Springs that I put on a little while ago. Koni Active shocks, front and rear replaced. I kind of went through on this vehicle when I bought it and I replaced every fluid, oil, transmission line, brake fluid, differential fluid, power steering fluid, replaced a lot of parts, gaskets, bushings, all sorts of fun stuff. Just kind of turned it into a project. I should have been recording at that time. I wanted to, but you know, taking the first step is always the hardest. And so, well, here I am now, recording YouTube videos and bringing you guys content. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Yeah, let's get to work on removing the rear passenger side brake line, brake side, I mean. Get the pads out, get the rotor off, and we'll get moving. I have an appointment in an hour and 20 minutes, and I by no means do I think I'm gonna be able to get it knocked out before then. I still gotta go get ready for it. So I'm probably gonna be doing this side, passenger side, for the next half hour or so. See if I can get it torn down, see where I get to from there. After the appointment, I'll come back and I'll get right back to it. So stick around. All right, so in order to remove the pads or the caliper, use a flathead screw. You pull that. You gotta kind of get a flathead screwdriver in there. Actually, let's go ahead and, here, I'll just do it. See if I can get it done one-handed. Kind of like that. Yeah. Then on the back side, it's an 8. Let's see if I can get that. Probably not. Size 8 Allen key socket on the back end there. Oop, just like that. It's kind of hard to see. I don't have better lighting, and now I can't even find my flashlight. I think it's on the other side. So there it is. It was right behind me the whole time. All right. So on the back end, there's these little plastic caps on the back of the caliper. Just pop them out with the screwdriver. GoPro's turning off. Pop them out with the screwdriver. Size 8. There you go. One there. One. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Of course, this isn't wanting to work for me. Oh, let's see. There it is. There's the other one. Yep. Trying to get in there. Get that second one removed, and then the caliper comes out. We'll see. I don't know if these rotors are original or not. The car now has 130,000 miles on it. I'm not seeing BMW logos on the calipers, so who knows. Rear rotors last a considerably longer time than the fronts. I've already replaced the fronts, but for the front, I believe it's a 6 millimeter Allen key. You pop that screw off, and I'm gonna have to release the handbrake because that is pulled right now, so I could loosen the lug bolts. Yeah, we'll get to that part. All right, caliper's off. However, the pad sensor is on this side. It's still connected, so I can't really pull it down as much as I'd like to, and I can't pull the pad out of there. Wire goes around there, and up under the liner here into this box. You gotta disconnect that, like that. Here's this connector right here. Hoping, there it goes. You just pinch it, pull it down. Let's see if I can get it out of there though with one hand. Yeah, look at that. All with one hand. It's magic. Pull that out of there. There you go. So there's still a little bit of life left on these, but it is, ooh, look at that. It's getting super close to that. I don't know if you guys can, there you go. Look at that. I don't know if I could have timed this out any more perfectly. It is right before touching. Let me see. Oh, it might have started touching. I don't know. You can kind of see shine on it. You guys be the judge. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it touched that wear sensor or not? I've got a new one. Doesn't matter. Either way. Look at all that dust caked in that groove. Look at that. Super dusty. All right, let's keep going. Light, this will look better. See, GoPro setup. Yeah, very basic setup for me. If you guys thought there was some major production going on behind the scenes, you were mistakenly wrong. So anyways, yeah, parking brakes were replaced, I don't know, sometime last year. They were not catching anymore. I could put the car in neutral on a hill, pull the parking brake, and the car would slip down. And for some reason, I'm still seeing that, even though I've adjusted that the screw there, still having some issues with the parking brake. So I'll try and address that as well today. Anyways, here's a new rotor. You know, OSHA approved footwear. Yep, go ahead, report me. Here's a new rotor. There's the old one. Try and clean the area up a little bit. And then take a look at parking brakes, make sure those are working properly. I could probably, I've got probably about 10 minutes before I need to go get ready for my appointment, so I could probably get one side almost buttoned up. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. This bracket right here that holds the caliper in place. I don't know why, I always forget to mention that whenever I do brakes. It's attached, those two big holes back there, right there and right there. 16 millimeter. Nothing too crazy, 16 millimeter, get it back there, loosen it, remove it, pull the bracket off, and well, there you go. Not too hard at all. This really is very, very simple. You need just a handful of tools. You don't need power tools. You don't need specialty tools. I will need a clamp, C-clamp of some sort, which I do have, to press that caliper in so that the new pads can fit. But yeah, we'll go through that. No problem. All right, well, round two. I have kind of gone ahead and attached the rotors, tightened the parking brake line, installed the calipers, installed the wear sensor on the passenger side. That's pretty much done. Yeah, I can show you here what it looks like. Caliper bracket, torque spec, two, count them, 2 Ugga Duggas. Caliper to the caliper bracket torque spec is 1 Ugga Dugga. And then obviously the bolt that retains the rotor, half an Ugga Dugga probably. We'll call that good. Route your wear sensor, same as the other one was. And yeah, passenger side's done. Let's take a look. There you go. I will be cleaning that off. Accidentally touched it. No problem. I've got brake clean. But yeah, passenger side's all done. Cleaned up some of the dirt and dust and build up debris. Onto the driver's side. Passenger side is put together. I'm not putting the wheels on just yet, but I just realized I've not really talked about the brakes. Akebono? I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that. Anyways, from FCP Euro, they are who I get most of my stuff from. And Zimmerman rotors. They are made in Germany. These are Z-coat, which means, well, you can see they've got that, I'm assuming, zinc coating, anti-corrosion on the rotors. All of the stuff, or all of the parts really that I've gotten for the BMW have been from FCP Euro. When it comes to OE type replacement parts, all of the bushings, the fluids, pretty much anything I've replaced. Their stuff is all lifetime warranty. Not that I've really ever needed to replace anything, but lifetime warranty, including wipers. Really, if you want to pay the shipping back to them, they will replace the wipers for free. Yeah, let's go ahead and get moving on the driver's side. Then I'll start putting everything back together, go out for a test drive and take a look and see. I do have a visitor with me today in the garage, Remington. There he is. Who's a good boy. He's just laying there in his bed, watching me. But yeah, let's get going. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time to discuss how the parking brake works. You see the pads there, there, and there. Right there, and right there. When you pull the parking brake, right, there is a cable that will pull and expand that right there. Okay. And let's see here. Kidding, it's at the bottom. Can't show it to you. It'll pull and expand something from the bottom, which then makes the pads go. And this attaches to the inside of the rotor. You can see there the wear marks, right? Now, if your parking brake either has worn out the pads over time or the rotor, what you can do is, you see that there, you spin it one way, this way pushes this out just a little bit at a time to make the pads expand further out. And so what you want to do, what is he doing? He was sniffing my wheels a second ago. I think he's getting a little bored. Yeah, weirdo. If you rotate that, right? Now normally what you would do is with the wheel off, oh, I can't turn this. With the wheel off, you can see through this hole. And you would see this and you would stick a screwdriver in there and go that way or that way, depending on what you're trying to do. And what you want is for the rotor to just be not touching the pads. So what you would do is you would expand this, right? Turn the rotor. And if it doesn't turn anymore, that means you've gone too far. So you're gonna start coming back the other way until it just barely releases. And once it releases to the point where it's not touching the rotor, then you would leave it alone as that. So that means that your pad and your rotor are just not touching, just barely like that. And when you pull the parking brake, it goes and clamps. And then you have a better parking brake clamp surface. I am ready to start assembling. As you saw, I already expanded the caliper. I gotta put the rotor on, test and see to where we're just barely not touching pads and rotor. And then I'll go start putting everything back together. There it is, all put back together. I want to make sure I don't lose that, so I'll take that off. That is the BMW OE wheel lock adapter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, torqued to 103 foot-pounds or 140 Newton meters of torque. There's a new brake set. I'm gonna go ahead and take a drive and make sure that they're bedded in properly. And that'll about wrap it up.